Listen to me. This is your wake-up call. No more sleeping in when your dreams are wide awake waiting on you. No more waiting on somebody else to do for you what only you can do for yourself. You've been making excuses why you're not where you want to be, why life is hard, why you don't have the resources. But excuses don't pay bills. Excuses don't build legacies. Excuses don't win championships. Results do. I'm talking about the grind that doesn't ask you how you feel. It demands that you show up anyway. I'm talking about waking up every single day with a fire in your chest and a decision in your mind that nothing, no struggle, no setback, no obstacle is going to stop you. You either produce or you stay stuck. You either execute or you evaporate. You either wake up and fight for your future or you keep sleeping on your potential. So today, right here, right now, you draw the line from this moment forward. It's not about excuses. It's about execution. It's not about problems. It's about progress. It's not about talking about it. It's about being about it. Wake up. No excuses, only results. When I say take full responsibility, no excuses, only ownership. I mean, you've got to stop pointing the finger at everybody else for where you are right now and start pointing the thumb back at yourself. You can't keep blaming your parents, your teachers, your boss, your environment, or your circumstances, because the moment you do that, you give away your power. Responsibility means you accept that whether you succeed or whether you fail, it's on you. It's not about what somebody did or didn't do for you. It's about what you decide to do with what you've been given. Ownership is about taking control of your life like it's your business, like it's your company, and you are the CEO. If the company is failing, you can't keep blaming the employees, the market, or the competition. You've got to look in the mirror and ask, what am I not doing? What do I need to change? That's the mindset that separates winners from everybody else. The average person makes excuses. The successful person takes ownership. Think about it. Every time you make an excuse, you are choosing to stay in the same place. Excuses are chains. They hold you back. They sound good in the moment because they let you off the hook. They give you a reason to feel okay about not giving your best, but in the long run, they rob you of progress. When you say, I couldn't do it because I was tired, or I couldn't make it because I didn't have enough time, what you're really saying is, it wasn't important enough for me to figure it out. The truth is, if something really matters to you, you will find a way. And if it doesn't, you'll find an excuse. Taking responsibility means deciding that no matter what, you're going to find a way. It means saying, if I fail, it's because I didn't prepare well enough. If I fall short, it's because I didn't give everything I had. And if I win, it's because I earned it with my grind, with my sweat, with my focus. That's ownership. People who take responsibility don't wait for perfect conditions. They don't wait until they feel like it. They don't wait for someone to come and save them. They don't say, well, once I get more money, I'll start chasing my dream. Once the timing is better, I'll make the move. Once people start supporting me, I'll step up. No, responsibility means you start with what you have right now, where you are right now. You make no excuses about what's missing. If you don't have the best tools, you use what you've got until you can upgrade. If you don't have the connections, you start building them one by one. If you don't have the knowledge, you study, you research. You put yourself in environments where you can grow. Responsibility is about refusing to let what you lack become the reason you don't move forward. It's about taking what you do have and maximizing it to the fullest. When you live with ownership, you understand that nobody owes you anything. Life doesn't owe you success. Your boss doesn't owe you a promotion. Your family doesn't owe you support, and your friends don't owe you encouragement. You owe it commit to yourself to get up, to show up, and to grind every single day for the vision you say you want. Too many people are sitting around waiting for opportunities to come knocking, waiting for someone to hand them the golden ticket, waiting for a miracle. But ownership means you stop waiting and you start creating. You go knock on doors. You build your own table. If nobody invites you to sit at theirs, you stop hoping for a chance and you create chances through your work ethic and your persistence. Taking full responsibility also means you stop complaining. Complaining is the language of excuses. Every time you complain about how hard it is, about how unfair it is, about how much someone else has that you waste energy that could have been used to build, to create, to push forward. People who live with ownership don't complain. They adapt, they adjust, they figure it out. Life will never be fair. But responsibility means you don't use that as a crutch. You use it as fuel. You say, because it's harder for me, I'm going to be tougher. Because I didn't get the head start, I'm going to outwork everybody who did. Because I didn't have the same resources, I'm going to develop skills that nobody can take from me. That's how you turn obstacles into opportunities, by owning the challenge instead of resenting it. There's a certain freedom that comes with responsibility. At first, it feels heavy because it means you can't hide anymore. You can't point fingers. You can't sit around and feel sorry for yourself. But once you embrace it, you realize that also means your future is in your hands. You don't have to wait for permission. You don't have to wait for someone else to validate you. You don't have to wait for circumstances to change. You can decide right now that you're going to take control, and that decision alone gives you power. Ownership is power. Excuses are weakness. When you live with responsibility, every failure becomes a lesson. Every mistake becomes feedback. Every setback becomes preparation. When you live with excuses, every failure becomes the end. Every mistake becomes a reason to quit. Every setback becomes proof that you can't. It's the difference between people who make it and people who don't. Taking responsibility is not about being perfect. It's not about never making mistakes. It's about refusing to blame anyone or anything for your mistakes. It's about standing up and saying, yes, I messed up, but I'm going to fix it. Yes, I fell short, but I'm going to bounce back. Yes, I failed, but I'm going to learn and I'm going to come back stronger. That's what ownership looks like. It's facing yourself with honesty, without hiding, without excuses, and then doing the work to change the outcome. When you live with that mindset, you become unstoppable because nothing outside of you has the power to hold you down. Excuses are like anchors. They keep you stuck in the same place year after year. You can talk about how much you want to grow, how much you want to change. But if you keep holding on to excuses, you'll stay exactly where you are. Responsibility is the key that unlocks forward movement. The moment you say, I'm done blaming, I'm done complaining, I'm done waiting, you set yourself free to actually build the life you want. And the truth is, most people don't fail because they're not capable. They fail because they refuse to take responsibility. They'd rather protect their ego with excuses than face themselves with honesty. But the few who are willing to strip away every excuse, every justification, every blame, and say, it's on me, those are the ones who rise. When you take responsibility, you change the way you see challenges. Instead of saying, why is this happening to me? You start asking, what can I do about it? Instead of saying, I don't have what I need, you start saying, how can I make what I have work? Instead of saying, somebody should fix this, you start saying, I'm going to find a way. That shift in perspective is everything. Because responsibility puts the ball back in your court. And once it's in your court, you get to decide how the game is played. It doesn't mean you'll win every time, but it does mean you'll always be in the fight. And if you stay in the fight long enough, eventually you win. Responsibility is a habit. It's a mindset. It's a lifestyle. You don't take responsibility once and then go back to excuses. Every day, you've got to wake up and choose ownership. Every situation, you've got to decide, am I going to make an excuse or am I going to take control? And the more you choose responsibility, the stronger you get. The stronger you get, the more results you produce. And the more results you produce, the more confidence you build. It becomes a cycle, but it all starts with that one decision. No excuses, only ownership, staying consistent. Discipline over motivation means you stop living life based on how you feel in the moment and start living life based on a decision you made about who you want to become. Motivation is good, it's powerful, it can light a fire under you. But motivation is like a spark. It comes, it excites you, it gets you moving for a little while, but then it fades. And if you rely on motivation alone, every time the spark goes out, you stop. That's why most people never finish what they start. They're chasing motivation instead of building discipline. Discipline is different. Discipline says, I don't care how I feel. I don't care if I'm tired. I don't care if I'm not in the mood. I don't care if it's raining, snowing, hot, or cold. I made a commitment, so I show up. Discipline is when you keep the promise you made to yourself long after the excitement you felt when you made it is gone. Consistency is the bridge between dreams and results. Anybody can be great for one day. Anybody can show up when it's easy, when it's new, when it's exciting. But real greatness is showing up when it's boring, when it's repetitive, when it feels like nothing is happening. That's where most people quit. And that's exactly where the breakthrough is waiting. You don't get stronger by lifting weights once. You get stronger by showing up over and over again, rep after rep, day after day. You don't build a business by working hard for 1 week. You build it by grinding through the weeks, months, and years when nobody's clapping for you. You don't transform your life by making a big decision once. You transform it by making that decision every single day. Discipline is the muscle that makes consistency possible. And like any muscle, it doesn't grow unless you train it. Every time you choose to do what you said you would do instead of what you feel like doing, you're training that muscle. Every time you wake up when the alarm goes off instead of hitting snooze, every time you go to the gym, even when you're tired, every time you sit down and work on your goals instead of scrolling on your phone, you're building that discipline. And the stronger your discipline gets, the less you need motivation. You don't need to be hyped up because your habits carry you. Consistency isn't glamorous. It's not the highlight real people post online. It's the early mornings, the late nights, the repetition, the grind that nobody sees. It's saying no to distractions over and over again. It's sticking to the plan even when nobody's checking on you. It's doing the work in silence and letting the results make the noise later. Motivation wants the spotlight. Discipline doesn't need it. Motivation talks about what it's going to do. Discipline just does it. Motivation gets you started, but discipline gets you finished. The truth is, discipline is love, self-love. Because when you discipline yourself, you're saying, I care about my future more than I care about this temporary comfort. I care about the person I'm becoming more than I care about how I feel right now. Discipline protects your vision from your emotions. And emotions are temporary. They change. They lie. They try to convince you to quit. But discipline tells your emotions, sit down. We've got work to do. Consistency will separate you from everybody else because most people don't have the patience to keep going when the results aren't immediate. They want quick wins, instant success, overnight transformation. But Success doesn't work that way. Success belongs to those who are willing to be faithful in the small, daily actions that don't look like much in the moment, but add up to everything over time. It's brushing your teeth every day that keeps them healthy, not brushing them for 3 hours once. It's studying a little every day that makes you sharp, not cramming one night. It's showing up for your dreams every single day that makes them real, not working hard once in a while when you feel like it. If you stay consistent, discipline will carry you through the storms. You'll keep moving forward when others stop. You'll keep building when others give up. You'll keep growing when others settle. And one day, when people look at your results, they'll call you lucky, they'll call you gifted, they'll call you blessed, but you'll know it wasn't luck.